No Limits Wrestling presents its 100th episode this November. Now, it's an event that has caused a lot of controversy within No Limits Wrestling. There's a lot of big matches, a lot of big announcements that are going to go down on that show. But the game, Triple H, the EVP, he's at the top and he's the one making the decisions, and he could very well change the course of wrestling history on NLW 100.
NLW 100 is my chance to show the entire world what I've been talking about, what is best for business, and that is me leading NLW into the future, and a future dominated by me and this company. I will be there on NLW 100 to conduct a live simulcast as Metal presents its final untelevised live event at the same time as NLW 100. I'll address the Metal fans, and I'll also address the NLW fans, including showing you what will happen to the Metal wrestlers, to the contracts, to the ring crew, to everything. I will have all of the power in my hands. You know, I'm very much looking forward to what Triple H has to say about Metal. Quite frankly, I don't think the asset should be sold at all. I think it should be buried, dead and buried, because Metal sucks.
It's a real shame because I really do enjoy Metal and I enjoy commentating on it, enjoy watching the performers, and now with that gone, I don't know what's going to happen with the assets. I know they're going to an anonymous buyer, but it just seems cruel to take away the contracts of all of these performers, these guys and girls busting their asses for this company and that brand, and to just take them away because of budget cuts. It doesn't sit right with me personally.
No one's going to care what's going on the Metal untelevised live event, because everybody's going to be seeing what the commissioner, HBK, is doing on NLW 100. Finn Balor, he's a top talent, and I wish him well. I hope that he makes the right decision and signs with me, because by winning the Royal Rumble, he proved he has the grit, the determination to be on my show.
Now, as a Metal wrestler, Finn Balor, he is the top guy now as the Royal Rumble winner, and he can challenge for the championship at WrestleMania, and that throws a wrench into the works because, you know, Triple H needs to make sure that he signs Finn Balor to a contract if, you know, he wants him on his show. Otherwise, you know, it could be complete chaos.
Samoa Joe and Drew McIntyre are two men who I would love to have on No Limits Wrestling. However, only one of them can be. And who will enter NLW, leave that night, episode 100, as the champion?
We've been looking forward to this Metalweight title match for a while between Samoa Joe and Drew McIntyre, but now with the added caveat that the loser will be fired and the winner gets a contract, that certainly raises the stakes a lot.
Drew McIntyre, I want you to listen very carefully. You may have not given up, but you did pass out the last time you and I stepped into that ring. The Elimination Chamber was just a taste of what I am capable of. One of them's going to be fired, and I cannot wait to see these two animals tear each other apart with a title on the line.
And the fact that these two men are fighting for their careers, you know they're going to go all out to make sure that they put on potentially match of the night on NLW 100.
At NLW 100, I'm putting your ass to sleep.
Ronda Rousey is power hungry. She wants that women's championship, and I think that Ember Moon feels that she needs to be the resistance to that. You know, she had her arm broken, her career nearly ended by Ronda Rousey, had her thunder stolen as well at last year's WrestleMania by Ronda Rousey, so it all comes full circle on NLW 100. If Ember wins, she gets a contract, and that's a big thing for Ember Moon.
Conor McGregor has won championships all over the world. He is a former multi-time UFC champion, and that means he has what it takes. He's got the box office draw that NLW is looking for.
You know, Conor McGregor, he's had some history, some of it good, some of it a little bit, a bit questionable, but I think it's certainly a big signing for NLW. You know, you look at the box office attraction that he has been for the UFC, and then translating that into No Limits Wrestling, I think is smart, but it does seem a little bit disingenuous to bring him in for such a large amount of money, which has been rumoured, when you're releasing all of this top talent from Metal. Again, it's just one of those decisions which I don't know whether Triple H has the best intentions in mind.
People will say, oh, you've spent too much money on Conor McGregor. What about his past? You know what? I don't care about his past. All I care about is his future. And I'm telling you, this right now, Conor McGregor is a game changer for No Limits Wrestling. Trust me, I know something about being notorious, and Conor McGregor is certainly that. And I will be there in the ring to officially sign Conor McGregor to an NLW contract.
And of course, when Conor comes in to NLW, the competition is rife at the moment. It is so intense. You've got the Atlas Championship match too at NLW 100 between Keith Lee and Walter. These two beasts, both of them undefeated in NLW. One of them is getting the L on NLW 100, and I want to see who walks away with the championship. And you know, the faction warfare stuff as well is really compelling television. You've got Los Ingobernables, you've got the Death Triangle and the Young Bucks, all of them wanting the tag team championships. We saw Andrade and Angel Garza win the tag team championships at the Royal Rumble, and now they also have a mystery partner that they're going to reveal at NLW 100. Perhaps a new member to LIJ. We'll have to see what happens at NLW 100. But also, can the Young Bucks and the Death Triangle coexist?
Those tag team titles should have been ours.
And quite frankly, I don't appreciate the fact that we have to team with the Young Bucks on NLW 100. But guess what? Enemies can make great tag team partners, and that is why on NLW 100, bring whoever you've got, Los Ingobernables, because the Death Triangle has cero miedo. It is one of the more bizarre things to happen in NLW recently, and that's saying a lot, but the fact that Kane was held captive by his brother The Undertaker for so long, The Undertaker trying to get Kane to join the Ministry, and ultimately the one who prevented that from happening was Bayley.
Kane, you are my flesh and blood, but you have made a grave mistake to try and take on the Ministry.
Bayley saved Kane, and now Kane is out for revenge against the entirety of the Ministry, who have ridiculed him and ostracized him. Kane steps inside of a steel cage with the man who laid out Bayley, made her trust him to be his friend, and then threw her out at the easiest convenience. Murphy, I'm going to tell you, he's going to get what he deserves against Kane inside that steel cage.
Buddy Murphy made the right choice to stand by our cause. And now, he will step in to that steel cage, but he will not be a sacrificial lamb. He will be your judge, your jury, and your executioner. Kane, Bayley, you both will rest in peace.
The world title scene has been dominated by Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega for the majority of 2021, as well as Kevin Owens, of course. And now, with Jeff Hardy cashing in Money in the Bank and defeating Kenny Omega at the Royal Rumble, it sent shockwaves throughout this company. Although, you could argue, perhaps the result would have been different had Shawn Michaels not gotten involved.
Look, at the Royal Rumble, it was an honest mistake. I wanted there to be no interference. That's why I banned the Ministry from ringside. And hell, I tried to stop Matt Hardy from sticking his nose where it didn't belong, and unfortunately, Jeff Hardy attacked me from behind, and now Kenny Omega is kicking up a fuss because he thinks that I had something to do with him losing. At the Royal Rumble, it should have been me, but no, unfortunately, I had a little road bump. Kenny Omega, you got lucky, because at the Royal Rumble, you got an excuse. Shawn Michaels interfering on your behalf. Shawn does tend to rub people up the wrong way, and we've seen that recently with Stone Cold Steve Austin, him getting fired, and you know, he's also been quite abrasive in NLW in the past, and now he's, as the commissioner, really trying to stamp his mark on this company, and he says he wants a clear winner between Kenny Omega and Jeff Hardy. He says it was unintentional. Kenny Omega only has himself to blame because he took his eye off the ball. But I am a fair man, and that is why I booked this rematch. Extreme Rules, Kenny Omega versus Jeff Hardy.
You know, if it wasn't for Shawn Michaels sticking his nose where it didn't belong, then maybe we'd have a different result at the Royal Rumble. Maybe I'd be sitting here right now as the NLW champion. But no, I guess the commissioner has some sort of problem with me? Well, that's fine, because I will overcome any problem that he throws my way. Well, guess what? There will be no one to help you. I will take it to the extreme, and I will walk in to WrestleMania as NLW champion.
And if anybody tries to get involved in this match again, I will be right there to make sure that their ass is thrown out.
When things are taken to the extreme rules, no rules, that's the way I like it. I will leave you in a pool of your own blood, and I will laugh as the Antichrist of professional wrestling and the ministry stand tall over the industry. And Jeff Hardy, for you, it will be goodbye and good night. Bang. NLW 100 is going to be fantastic, and I cannot wait for this November, later this month, when it's all going to break loose. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a night that you will not forget. I am very much looking forward to everyone seeing what NLW has in store for the 100th episode and what the future of No Limits Wrestling looks like.
Mark my words, NLW 100, the metal simulcast, everything. You will never forget this night.